Episode 3 of Buff and Reworks for NIKKE. Today we're gonna be talking about Rosanna. Let me know what character you wanna see on the next videos. I have a list, but I wanna make sure it's like great characters that everyone is on the same paper, on the same note when it comes to are they good or are they really bad or bad enough to talk about them. So today we're gonna be talking about Rosanna, a unit that should be an assassin PvP carry, but sadly it's nothing. Hello the internet, welcome back to Waifus. I'm Sefi. Today's topic is gonna be Rosanna, her kit, what she does, why she's a bad unit, and why she needs a buff. I don't think she needs a rework, I think she just needs a buff. Let's talk about that before we start. Leave a like, subscribe. We stream every single day on Twitch and in YouTube. Come say hello, join our Discord, and let's get directly started with our girl Rosanna. In terms of design, 10 out of 10. One of my favorite characters. I think the whole Underworld Queens squad, so Sakura, Rosanna, and Muran, all of them look amazing. The skin for Sakura is also something that I'm considering buying. But then I remember it's like, Carlos, it's $20, it's a skin, it's not a mission pass. Stop it, stop spending money. But you know, bad financial decisions. That's it. Let's focus on the topic at hand. Our girl Rosanna. So she should be a PvP assassin carry, right? If you play League of Legends, think of your usual jungler assassin that, you know, just comes out of the bushes, completely destroys you, and they sleep. So for example, Rengar, right? That's like a pretty good comparison, I will say, or Shaco even, right? Units that will come out of stealth, attack you, and then go back in stealth. The problem with Rosanna is that the kit doesn't work, and it's for a pretty simple reason. This character came out to try to change the meta in PvP. What is the meta in PvP? The meta in PvP is using rocket launchers and shotguns, splash damage, so you can burst faster and you can one-shot and nuke the enemy team. That's the meta right now. It's been since day one, right? Now, she came out as a character to try to change that a little bit and have an assassin that can deal with those units. The issue is it doesn't work, so let's talk about this. Skill number 1 on the lamp activates after landing 120 normal attacks. Affects herself. Concealment prevents self from being the target of single target attacks for 10 seconds. Loses effect when the caster takes damage. Critical rate increase by 9% for 3 seconds. That's cool. Now, let's read this. As you can see, renders a player immune to single target damage. This effect will be immediately lost upon being hit by area-based or multi-target attacks. The effect will disappear once all allies aside from self are out of action. Now, why is this bad? The whole kit of Rosanna revolves around concealment, but she will always instantly lose concealment, meaning she's useless. Like, she literally is useless. Let's say you put your Rosanna, for example, we remove Rapunzel, right, and we use Rosanna here. The moment the battle starts, your noise will get hit, your Noah will get hit, and they will have a splash damage, so she will get hit. Even if she's in the center, someone will get hit, and the splash damage will make that she loses concealment, making it completely used. Oh, let me change this. No. Let me go back to my girl. What is Rapunzel here? So she will always lose concealment, even if it was a permanent thing. It doesn't matter. All the splash damage, it's making her lose that skill the moment she gains it. And you see this is a problem with the rest of her kit as well. So this first part is completely useless, and then we have the second part, which is activate after landing 10 normal attacks, affects 2 enemies with the highest attack, dispels up to 5 buffs, I think at maximum level, activates only once per battle. This is good, this is actually great, because this will work for teams like Jackal Scarlet, right? The usual Jackal Scarlet teams, you will be able to debuff and remove all the damage share of the stuff Jackal is doing, and actually one-shot the enemy team. Now, this is not always going to work, but it's a possibility, right? So that part of the kit is good. Now let's go into skill number 2. That's going to be Capo dei Capi. Activates when entering battle, affects herself. Concealment prevents self from being the target of single target attacks for 5 seconds. Once again, loses effect when the enemy caster takes damage. And then also activates when a NIKKE is out of action. Oh, so this first part, once again, even if it's at the start of the battle, it will be lost instantly. So this first part is completely useless out of the gate. And then the second part activates when a NIKKE is out of action, affects self. Frenzy, attack increased by 12%, stacks up to 10 times and lasts for 30 seconds. She also fills your burst bar a little bit, right, by 20%. Now, what we wanted to do when Rosanna came out was, okay, we put Rosanna and we put 2 units, level 1, no gear, they die instantly, and you get at the moment like almost a 30% increase on attack. But even with the 40% of the bar bursting right field and with the extra attack, now there's only 3 units on your team. So you are dead anyway, no matter what you do, even with the extra attack, because you will not be able to survive the enemy team focusing you and also just bursting before you. And even if you burst first, you probably don't have enough damage or buffs now to actually kill them or one-shot them. So this is good, but at the same time, it's like, it's not worth sacrificing units for this. Now, this is still a pretty nice skill, because every time someone dies, even on the enemy team, it means you are gaining attack. So these frenzy charges are pretty nice, but they are hard to actually make use of, right? And now let's go to her status detail to check the Bertha skill, because Vendetta prioritizes 2 attacker enemy units, which is pretty good because it means you are trying to go for the 2 carries of the other team, dealing 1300% of final attack as damage. So this includes buffs and everything. This is pretty good numbers. The problem is the second part, because to activate the second part of the skill and deal an extra 500% to the same targets, she needs to be in concealment, meaning you will never activate the second part. So every single skill is losing half of its potential. The Bertha skill is losing the second part of damage. Skill number 2 is losing, even if it won't enter in battle, you are losing that instantly, so you're left only with the frenzy charges. And then skill number 1, it's losing once again concealment, so we are left with dispelling buffs, which is only once per battle. It's not even a specific conditions, so that's only once per battle. So you are left with a character that cannot really do much after the conditions are met, because every time she gets concealment, she loses it, and now you are left with a unit with half the kit. And this is only talking about PvP, because if we talk about PvE, justifying a 40-second cooldown character on your team, it's impossible. There is absolutely no place in PvE where you can justify bringing Rosanna on your team. She doesn't deal enough damage like Dorothy to be a good carry. She's not buffing your team or supporting them on any way. She only benefits when they die, which you don't want to happen, right? So no buff, no support, no nothing, not enough damage to be a carry. Why would you use her on PvE as a 40-second cooldown on her Bertha skill, right? Literally 0 reasons. Sadly, she can find some places on a special arena on your second or third team. I personally use her on my second arena team. But when it comes to PvE, she's 100% useless. Now let's talk about what Shift Up could do to actually improve her kit and make it a little bit better. And it's super simple. I think, and this is shout out to Ali because he also said this, you only need to change the condition for concealment. Instead of loses effect when the caster takes damage, you reduce the amount that it lasts, for example, from 10 to 5 seconds, but it cannot be removed. That's it. That way she actually becomes a threat in PvP, and we need to change our teams around. We have to play more defensive, we need to play stalling teams instead of just going for those one-shot nuke teams. Because now we need to worry about what is the assassin, when is she going to burst, right? That will be everything they need to do to actually make her good. Because if concealment is not lost for all this splash damage, now you can have a kit that fully works in PvP. It will still not be good for PvE, but at least you can justify having her, pulling for her, and using her outside of her being one of the best waifus and calling you to room 805 at night. Really good lore with her. I recommend reading her bond stories and also her blah blah messages. Now that's it. Do let me know what you think about Rosanna. If you think she deserves a rework, a buff, if you think she's good right now, what would you do with her, right? Also let me know what characters you want to see next, like we said at the start of the video, so we can keep making these videos. This is episode 3. See you guys in episode 4. Thank you to my patrons for making this content possible. Good luck with your pull degenerates, and see you in the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。